Thanks Typhur for sponsoring this video. On today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the most innovative sous vide machine I've ever seen. We're going to be cooking several different things, and my hopes is that it's going to turn out fantastic. And of course, we're going to start off with some steaks. First, these beautiful ribeyes. As you can see, they are 1.5 inches thick, they have good marbling, and it's going to be perfect for this test. The first thing to do is to get them seasoned, and for that I use a good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Now that they're ready, it's time to jump on to other steaks. These are a little bit more delicate, and if there's any imperfection with this sous vide machine, these steaks will let me know. As you can see, they are two beautiful filet mignons. Whenever you buy filet mignons, make sure they're nice and thick. These are fantastic and they have great marbling on them. To season it, I'm going to keep it exactly the same. First, a good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. One of the biggest mistakes most people make is that they don't season their steak properly, so I made sure that that was not going to happen to me. And like I said, I'm going to be putting the Typhur sous vide station to the test. This Typhur sous vide station is all in one. Basically everything you need is here, which is so refreshing because when I started with sous vide, you needed all of this just to cook a steak. It has several modes of cooking, including manual mode, recipe mode, and schedule mode. It also comes with a rechargeable vacuum sealer. Check it out. That is cool. But going right back to our steaks, now that they're ready, the next thing to do is to go ahead and throw them in the bag, seal it up with my finger, and use the vacuum sealer to suck all of the air out and lower it down to the container. And one of the things I've never seen before is that Typhur has hooks for the bag. To cook the steaks, I'm going to be choosing manual mode. I like my steaks at 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And for the timer, I'm going to choose 2 hours. As that was happening, it was perfect because it allowed me time to go ahead and make an awesome side dish. This is a lamb risotto. Now I love lamb, and if the Typhur doesn't cook it right, we're going to have a problem. Now to cook it, I'm going to be using the recipe mode, and I'll follow it step by step on this 12-inch display. It's almost like having a TV on your sous vide machine. First, let's search for lamb. Perfect. I'll click on start the recipe. Step 1, prep the circulator and water bath. Now I'll hit next. It's asking me for the thickness of the lamb. Luckily, the weight that comes with it also has measurements. Now as you can see, they thought of everything. For the lamb, I like it medium, which is 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Now to prep it. And for that, I'll be using this beautiful domestic lamb. The first thing I like to do is to remove a little bit of the fat on the top. The knife does quick work at this. It takes no time at all. For the seasoning, I kept it real simple. A good amount of salt followed by freshly ground black pepper. As you can see, just like the steaks, you gotta season it well. And the next step is asking me to vacuum seal it. So inside the bag the lamb goes, followed by thyme, a tiny bit of butter, then I'll close up the bag, vacuum seal it, and it's now ready. Now that that's done, I'll place a weight on the bottom of the bag, which also is included by the way. Next, I'll place the lamb right inside. I went ahead, cover it up, and let it cook. As that was happening, it was perfect because I can keep an eye on it using the app. It will tell me everything I need to know about the cook. As now it was time to prepare the risotto. And this one is going to be really good. And to make it, it's quite simple. The first thing we need is rice. I like to use arborio rice because it's more available everywhere. And the first thing to do is to add a good amount of butter on the pan. Let that fully melt. Then I added a good amount of onions followed by garlic. Mix everything well and cook it for about 2 minutes. As it was simmering, it was time to add the rice. Now you want to mix everything and combine it together. I kept the heat under medium. Then it was time to add white wine. Keeping it under medium heat, stir it around and make sure that the rice absorbs the wine. As the next thing is to go ahead and add a good amount of beef stock. The exact measurements will be on the description down below for you. And to give color and flavor, I like to go ahead and add some ají amarillo. As now the next thing to do is to add stock little by little. Keep stirring it until it's fully absorbed. As you can see, just by using the starch itself from the rice, this thing starts getting nice and creamy. But to finish it up, all there's left to do is to add a good amount of Parmesan cheese, mix everything well, and my risotto is done. Now this is as creamy as it gets. And I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be perfect to go along with our lamb. Talking about that, by this time it was fully cooked. So I went ahead, take it out of the bag, remove the thyme and garlic, pat it dry really good following all of the steps from the Typhur, got a pan, threw in some butter and olive oil, and immediately started to sear. Now this is what I'm talking about. Not only is it going to give a wonderful crust on this beautiful meat, but it's also going to infuse an awesome flavor. Because once I was done, take a look. Now that is exactly what I'm looking for. But the question is, did the Typhur cook it to perfection? Well, let's find out. As soon as I started chopping it up, you can clearly see, oh wow, perfectly cooked, exactly the way I like it, nice and juicy. But now to finish it up, I placed the lamb right on top of the risotto, followed by a generous amount of Parmesan cheese, and to finish it off, some parsley. Now this is today's side dish, and I cannot wait to find out how it's gonna taste. Because remember, we still have our steaks left, and by this time they were fully cooked. So I immediately went ahead and took it out of the bag, pat them dry really good. As you can clearly see, they need some help. And for that, I'm gonna be using my flamethrower, because I know exactly what you're thinking. My steaks don't look that good right now, but watch this. All right, everybody, here we got our beautiful steak with a nice side dish. Gentlemen, what do you guys think, huh?
I think it's always a good day when you got 4 steaks on the table.
Plus, more lamb.
Let me tell you, I didn't like lamb at one point. Guga made me a believer in lamb. This is what I'm most excited for right now.
Really? More than the steak?
I think so, yeah.
So there's no experiment today. We're just basically testing out the new Typhur Sous Vide station, so.
Oh, that's the one with the flat screen TV on it.
Yeah. I'm testing it out, and I want to know your results. You guys had a lot of sous vide steaks and lamb before, so you guys are the perfect one to tell me how good or bad it is.
Oh, don't worry, we'll tell you all right.
Enough talking, let's begin. Please, gentlemen, filet mignon, your favorite, sir.
We're going right for this?
Yes, filet mignon. Let me know, gentlemen. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
There's nothing wrong with that filet mignon.
That is a killer filet mignon right there. I love the seasoning on it, a little extra peppery. I get all those notes, wonderfully beefy, and as sous vide always is, extremely tender. You said this was cooked in the Typhur?
Yeah.
Pretty good start, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna say it, everybody. It cooked the steak to perfection. It is absolutely delicious. Nice and juicy steak. Exactly what you would expect from a sous vide steak.
When you're cooking with a flat screen TV, it's hard to mess it up.
I love that feature, though.
You know what I'm saying?
And the instruction guided recipe, by the way, I followed that on this lamb right here. So I want to give it a try. All right?
Oh, we're going right into that?
Yeah, we're going right into it. Grab one.
I'm in
Leo.
heaven.
As you can see, there's only 3.
This looks like some perfectly cooked lamb, guys.
I agree 100%. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh,
Wait a second. Wait a second.
What an explosion of flavor.
I can't pick which I like more, the risotto or the lamb. It might be the risotto because that creaminess and that flavor that you get with it, like Angel said, an explosion of flavor.
Well, I love the description, but I disagree completely. The lamb is definitely the star here. Juicy, it's tender, and it's perfect.
And it is still perfectly moist and tender inside, which is so delicious.
give it a try. You will love it. All right, let's go ahead and try out the ribeye. Please dig in, gentlemen. It is so tender to cut, everybody. This is extremely juicy. Enough talking, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
That is amazing, everybody. Come on now.
That might be one of the most tender pieces of steak I've ever had on sous vide. Might be.
I think everything today was just top 10. Everything was juicy, everything was tender.
My favorite thing about this sous vide station is that it's everything in one. It comes with a vacuum sealer. It comes with a high power circulator. It comes with a 12-liter water tank.
Comes with a lamb?
No, it doesn't come with a lamb, but it does have a TV screen, everybody.
From the filet mignon to the lamb to the ribeye, everything has been really, really good.
Absolutely. And give it a try to the resort, everybody. You will not regret it. Remember, if you're interested in Typhur Sous Vide Station, everything will be on the link on the description down below. It is not a cheap machine. However, it includes everything. And for me, I believe it's worth it because when you get a setup that has everything, you don't need to shop around and it will do the job well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.